Breakfast only changed a little bit once I stopped using the microwave. I eat a lot of bagels, and instead of defrosting them in the microwave, I had to use the burners on my stove to warm the bagels up until I could slice them. As days went on, I just left the bagels unfrozen in my fridge. I like to eat a lot of microwavable porridge as well, but I ended up substituting that for cereal. I had a hard time with this because I don't really like cereal. I find it bland and boring to eat. Before doing this project, I never thought of the microwave as being part of my morning breakfast routine, but since doing it, I can see it's a valuable part of my breakfast and valuable part of my identity. I did not like making the bagels on the burners, as it took a long time, and if you did not watch them, it would burn very quickly. I probably struggled the most with lunches. I was not able to make my lunches in the microwave like I usually do. I often thought about skipping lunch because I didn't want to prepare it for the oven. I found making lunch with the oven to be a complete waste of time. It takes much longer to get a meal made, and as a student, I want to save the most time for schoolwork. For me, waiting 30 minutes for lunch to cook was not a good way to spend time. By the end, I kept making nachos in the oven because on broil, I found it was almost as quick as a microwave. Dinner time I did not have much trouble with when finding easy meals to make. I found myself eating a lot of food that only took a few minutes to make and would fulfill me for the night. I had an easier time using the oven for dinner, because that's what it's mainly used for, and that's why I was more willing. I was not happy about having to make side dishes like mashed potatoes or corn. I wanted to travel to the local grocery store and buy the microwavable side dishes you find in different aisles. In my opinion, oven dinner food costs the most compared to my lunch or breakfast. What I ended up doing was substituting the money I usually would spend on gas for money that goes towards oven dinner food for the 5 days. I stopped driving to locations and ended up riding my bike around town and having friends pick me up. I thought that if I used gas money for groceries, I would not feel as bad for the 5 days. I like buying microwavable food for lots of reasons. They make good snacks, they're very easy slash quick to cook, and seem to be a lot cheaper than food that is cooked in an oven or barbecue would be. These are a few things I would buy when using a microwave. I don't just eat microwavable food, but the thing I like about microwavable food is that it's very cheap. And being a university student with no job, the cheaper the food, the more money I save, which makes me happy. Grocery shopping was not a very fun experience for those 5 days. With no microwavable food, I had to reorganize my grocery bill to get a sense of what I would purchase for food that week. This I found to be the most alarming aspect of my intervention. I don't like spending money in general, and food for the oven is a lot more expensive than microwavable food. The grocery shopping for oven food was the section of the intervention that I did not enjoy the most. It made me really miss using a microwave. Overall, I found the intervention very mentally challenging. I had a hard time dealing with the fact that I could not use the microwave for 5 days in a row. I felt like my appetite for breakfast and lunch was not as big because there was so much involved in preparation and I didn't think it was worth the time. The intervention caused me to restructure my whole schedule and really rethink my identity as a university student. No longer was I planning my meals around homework, but now planning my homework around meals, which I felt like delayed me in wanting to accomplish some tasks. But in the end, it was a fun experiment to test out and I understand how valuable the microwave is to my identity.